I've started the recording.
Thank you. Life is like a game of chess. To win, you have to make a move. Good morning, everyone. I was very excited for today's meeting, thinking that this theme might evoke the interest in me of playing chess, which my mother and in fact my daughter could never do, as I'm always an outdoor person. No indoor game like Ludo, Carom, chess could attract me to sit on a table for even a couple of minutes. I remember my mother bought me a box of chess and told me, Venu, you need to play this. It will sharpen your mind. It is a game of intelligent people. Now I wonder, were I never intelligent? I welcome you all to the 348 chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club Pune Northwest. I am Toastmaster Venu, Sergeant at Arms of today's meeting. I am an educationist by profession and fitness enthusiast and a keen learner by passion. I love reading and traveling. Every club has its mission. The mission of Toastmasters Club Pune Northwest is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We have some rules for the meeting. They are 8 in number. I will explain to you all one by one. Number 1, you need to keep your phone on silent and any other devices which is creating sound, you can put it on silent. Number 2, please mute your microphones all the time unless instructed by the Toastmaster of the day. Number 3, I request you to keep your videos on unless you have bandwidth issues. Nobody likes to talk to the black screen. The icons of video and microphone are there on the left bottom corner of the Zoom window. Number 4, here we are. Number 4, do not share your screen unless instructed by the Toastmaster of the day. Number 5, kindly refrain your movement. It distracts the speaker. If you need to do that, kindly switch off your video for a moment in advance. You can use emojis like thumbs up, smileys, heart, clap, whenever you feel like to. They are there in the below panel of your screen. For example, if somebody is using word of the day and phrase of the day, you can use them. If somebody has quoted a nice quote, then you can use it. If somebody has taken over a control on the screen, then you can use it. I request all the role players and especially speakers to pin the timer window so that you have an idea of the time during your speech. We have a protocol to address here. Whenever you begin speaking, you need to say, good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. So I'm done with my 8 rules. But on top of these 8 rules, we have a 9th rule also, and it is the most important. It is to keep a broad smile throughout the meeting. I hope you understand how important it is to keep smiling, not only during the meeting, but throughout the day, to keep a broad smile throughout the meeting. Now, let me see, do we have any guests here? We will have a quick round of introduction from our guests. So do we have any guests in the meeting? Dhruti Joshi?
Hello.
Yes,
audible?
Dhruti? Yes, you are audible. You can tell us about your name, about your name and about your profession.
Yes. First, I'm working as a TCSer, and I come to know about Toastmaster Association, that such kind of activity are going with TCS and other organization as well. So I exploring the other meetings, exploring Toastmaster by attending such a meetings, and I come to here to exploring my one of the meeting session. Thank you.
Very nice, Shruti. I welcome you here. Do we have any other guests? Shamali, do we have any other guests? Shamali, are you a guest here? No, Shamali is a new entry in Toastmasters Club. I got it, Shamali. You can put Toastmaster in front of your name. Do we have any other guests? No, I don't think so. I welcome you again, Shruti, and we'll make sure that you have a wonderful meeting today. Now, let me introduce you all to the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is the host of today's meeting. It is very important to pay attention to him, whatever he says. You will better understand the format of the meeting. Toastmaster of the day is a software engineer. And no need to mention what are his hobbies. Yes, he loves to play chess. And I'm really looking forward to learn the life lessons from chess from him. So now the stage is yours, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day, Mayur, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. You always bring so much enthusiasm into the meeting. Toastmaster Renu is teacher by profession, but she not only teach in her school, she teach also here in our club through her speeches and whenever she come onto the stage. Thank you so much for all the teachings. I welcome all of you to our 348th chapter meeting. Today's theme is life lessons from the chess. I'm playing chess since 3 to 4 years and I found out many learnings from the chess. And today I will be sharing with you all. Someone might be saying how these two lives, the life of game and life of chess, how are related. Game of chess is divided into the 3 stages. The first one is opening game, second one is middle game, and third one is end game. If you have good opening, then it leads to good middle game, and if you have good middle game, then absolutely you will have a good end game. Both all the 3 stages are connected to each other. If you excel in all the 3 stages, definitely you're gonna win the game. Similarly, in life, these 3 stages are linked. Opening game is equal to your student life. Middle game is equal to your professional life, and your end game is equal to your retired life. If you have good student life, if you studied well, you sincerely follow your mentors, and then definitely you gonna achieve whatever you desire to become. And in professional life, you do hard work, you earn money, you connect, you had a good network of people, you took care of your health, then definitely you're gonna have a good retired life. So this applies to game of life as well. So let's come to the first life lesson from the chess. The first lesson is keep your king always safe. So what we do in the chess, we always castle and keep the king safe. Similarly, in the game of life, you need to save your king. So who is the king? King is your health. No matter what happens, you lose money, you lose relations, you lose prestige, everything may you lose. You can regain it. But if you lose the game, if you lose the king, then definitely you're gonna lose everything. even though having so much. So always protect your health. On this note, it's my it's time to address our presiding officer. So our presiding officer is Toastmaster Swati, who is senior tech analyst, and she started her journey on August 2018. She has completed dynamic and presentation mastery proficient. Her hobbies are singing and dancing. When I asked her about what lesson she has learned till date from the life, she said that do your best and ignore the rest. Before handing over to the president, I have a few questions to her. I wanted to know, do you play chess? If yes, then what was the when was the last day you played chess, and who was your opponent? Stage is yours, Madam President.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster of the Day, for that interesting question as well as interesting session today. And I welcome the Toastmaster of the Day to the fellow guests and to all my dear Toastmasters for the 348th meeting of Toastmaster Club of Northwest Pune. Chess. Uh, Toastmaster of the Day, I play chess when I'm in stress because it always relaxes me and diverts my concentration towards the other scenario, and it allows me to think in the other perspective. And if people ask me like what is the best thing in chess, I call it as chess meat, because that is when it allows you to think in both the ways. The best part of the chess is chess mate because it stimulates your brain, or it trains your brain to always think in two ways. Because we in real life we think, okay, things are going much better, our job is going super, work life is going super, personal life is going super. But even in real life, we need to be always cautious of checkmate and always cautious of what can be further. Like, as you very well told, we need to always think about the future planning and future steps. But as an ardent player or as an ardent sports person, I would say, like, giving your best is something which every sportsman feels satisfied with rather than always winning. So that's how my mantra is, because if you give your best, then you will have that self satisfaction, like at least you played really well. Like, for example, even in our Toastmasters, if we relate it to the chess, like most of us might feel, okay, I didn't do this role properly. Okay, I could have done it much better. But what is important is taking the roles, playing the roles, and coming onto the stage and facing the stage and ignoring the stage fear. That is what we all are over here about. And by saying that, I would like to wish all the role players and the Toastmaster of the Day all the very best for today's meeting. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Madam President. For the benefit of guests, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. The meeting is divided into two rounds. The first is prepared speeches round, where members will be delivering speeches based on the projects and paths that they have chosen. In which one more education session will be taken by Toastmaster Geet. And second part is the evaluation round, in which all the prepared speeches as well as other aspects of the session will be evaluated by General Evaluator Jay and his team. So let me introduce our General Evaluator, who is the strong pillar of our club, who is currently IPP of our club, and he is member since February 2019. He has completed Dynamic Leadership Level 5 and he is almost there to become a DTM. He is currently working in Mercedes. His hobbies are reading and running. When I ask him about the life lesson he has learned from life, is we are humans, not machine. Before handing over to you, TMJ, I have the same question. Do you play chess? If yes, then when was the last time you played chess, and who was your opponent? Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayo. Whenever the word chess came in my mind, I always relate it to the war because I always think there are two teams standing in front of each other and there is only one goal. We have to win. Chess I played about 8 years back with my brother. And at that time, I realized why this chess is important. And even today, whenever I got the time, I try to learn, I try to understand how the war is happening. The war is so simple, one target, defeat your enemy and win it. Simple one, simple strategy, that's it. But the topic which you have chosen, chess and the learning from chess, I really like chess because of one reason. And that reason is the queen and king. The queen is having most of the powers and the king who is actually responsible for doing each and everything is having very less powers. I hope everyone who ever have played it know this thing very well. And same thing is happening today as well. Same thing is happening tomorrow, will happen tomorrow as well. How? First thing, our Toastmaster of the day or this meeting is designed where a member should come on the stage and have to speak. Am I right? This is the main platform. However, the most powerful, most required thing is the evolution. They want to understand where they could improve, how they could improve. And all these feedbacks members will get from the evolution. So evolution sometime like a queen of this chessboard. So now with this thought, let me go ahead. I did a very small change in the order to call the all role players. So first I would like to call the grammarian so that we have the word of the day and phrase of the day in the beginning itself. And we have the opportunity to use it maximum time. So today, our grammarian is Toastmaster Swati, our president, our most lovely youngest, not the youngest, but definitely by energy, enthusiasm, and the motivation. Yes, she's the most youngest one, president of our club. So now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Swati to share the word of the day and phrase of the day. And let me promise you, we will use it maximum time, whatever you offer. Now the stage is yours. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Jay. And it was a great introduction to chess as well as a lot of enthusiasm from your end. So, the word of the day. As a grammarian, today my job is to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So, the word of the day, I've kept it very simple. It is something which we shouldn't do in the game of chess, that is procrastination. That is relaxing or being laid down or postponing your task. So, can I have someone using the word of the day if somebody wants to give a try?
May I?
Yes, please go ahead.
When it comes to writing, I tend to procrastinate.
That's very true. Anyone else? We'll go ahead with one more example. If anybody else want to give an
Can I try?
example for the word of the day, yeah, please go ahead.
So when it
Yeah.
comes to taking roles or nominating for the roles for the weekly meeting, and I feel that members procrastinate.
True scenario, very much true scenario. And thank you so much. Now we'll go ahead with the phrase of the day. The phrase of the day is something which I found millennials use it very much common. That is, every sports person needs to take. That is, take a chill pill. I mean, relax when it is required. Don't get angry or don't shout at others. Just take a break. So anybody wants to use the phrase of the day?
I would like to try.
Please go ahead.
On a Friday afternoon, when you are logging off from your office work and you got a very scary email, just take a break and enjoy the weekend.
That's perfect, Pavan, and I had it this Friday. That's very much true to the consequences. So, any one more example? Can we go ahead with the phrase of the day?
Yes. Can I try?
Yeah, please go ahead, Toastmaster Abhinav.
Yeah. If you want to take a chill pill, then play with children.
Best thing, the best example. So here we go. Applause to everyone who has used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And going forward in the meeting, I'll make a note of the sentence. I'll make a note of the errors in the sentence usage, in the grammar, and the way the good words or the bad usage is been provocated. And I'll come up with my report of good usage and the bad usage at the end of the meeting, and I would hand over to Toastmaster Jay further. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you very much, our presiding officer, Toastmaster Swati, our president, our thousand of titles you are having. Great. So next is our timer. Timer is Toastmaster Nikhil. He's working in sensor technology as a senior technical specialist. And the most interesting point, he has not said he perfect in playing chess. He's still saying he's trying to learn it because there are thousands of things, millions of things to learn. It's an ocean. It's an ocean. Am I right, my friend Toastmaster Nikhil?
Yes, you're
Great.
absolutely right.
Thank you very much. So I will leave this ocean to you, and I will request you to please explain your role and some more details about it. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. Good morning. As rightly said, take care of the minutes and the hours will take care of themselves. Therefore, as a timer, my duty is to keep track of every minute of the meeting and note down the exact timings of all the speakers, including prepared speeches, evaluators, table topic speeches, and all the other role players as well while they present their reports. I will also indicate green, yellow, and red flags to alert the speakers at specific milestone to help them to complete their speeches or reports. When a speaker reaches the minimum times allotted, I will turn on the green card. When a speaker reaches the exact midpoint of time range allotted, I will turn on the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the maximum time allotted for his or her speech, I will turn on the red card. However, 30 seconds grace period will be given to speaker to close his or her speech in order to qualify for the poll. I will report qualifying times when called upon throughout the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil, before we go ahead, please allow me to ask only two questions or two requests. It's not a question, it's a request. Will you share slides or will you change your background so that we are aware?
I will change my background.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
But only one more request. Our word of the day or phrase of the day. Which one you want to try before we go ahead?
I will try that in between the meeting.
Perfect. Thank you. So you want to procrastinate it?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So now let's go ahead with the flow.
Yes.
And next member is our AHA counter. Our AHA counter is Toastmaster Abhishek. Toastmaster Abhishek, our VP membership. Yes. He's our newsletter chair. Yes. He was the strongest pillar in the membership campaign. Yes. There are thousands of things which I could say about him. Super, my friend. Super. You are the best Toastmaster which I had seen in last 1.5 years. So what else we could request from Toastmaster Abhishek? Toastmaster Abhishek, are you there? Am I not able to see you? Yes, thank you
Yes.
to Spotlight. So please explain a little bit more about your role, and definitely you have to use word of the day or you have to share one learning. Without you, this please, no need to go away from the stage. Thank you. It's a request.
Okay, thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Chair, for the warm welcome. Although you have procrastinated my role, usually the counter comes in the second one to introduce himself, but that is fine. Take a chill pill. So, okay, so my role as a counter is to count the filler words and the pauses during the speeches. I mean, I will listen to everyone who is going to speak during the meeting. Oftentimes we use pauses or the filler words to increase the quality of our speech, but sometimes they reduce it. But with my report, I'm sure that it will help you. That's it from my side. Over to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for this nice introduction and explanation. Great job. Now I would like to invite our active listener. Oh, sorry. To our active listener is Toastmaster Shruti. She is a teacher by profession. She loves to explore new places and love to cook and eat. Please allow me to come down my voice because I really afraid with the teachers. I remember my childhood was not so good in the school, so I'm really very sorry. Please welcome Toastmaster Shruti to explain her role. Toastmaster Shruti, please.
Very good morning. Thank you, General Evaluator Jay, for introducing me. Today, I'll be the active listener of today's meeting. My role for today would be listening to everyone very closely and the things said during the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be asking some questions regarding the meeting, like one liner questions, which would help us all to develop our hearing skills. And take a chill pill, Jay sir. It's it's really, I'm not that bad tempered. Teachers are not that bad tempered.
Okay.
So really take a chill pill.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the nice words. Thank you. So now our role player introduction is done. But before I hand over it to Toastmaster Mayu, Toastmaster of the day. So Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayu, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So if it's fine for you, can we both welcome our remaining guests? So like guest Dhanraj is with us. Guest Janvi is also with us. Guest Akash is also with us. And then we could go ahead. What do you think?
Sure. We should always welcome our guest. It's Atiti Devo Bhava. We should always welcome them.
Great, sir. Great. So
Yeah.
now I want to hand over it to you because you are the Toastmaster of the day. Please go ahead and I will be happy to hear more from our guest. Thank you. And
Yeah.
over to you.
Thank you, Jay sir. I would request guest Pushpa, are you there? Can you come on stage?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So can you introduce yourself? How you came to know about today's meeting?
Yes, yes.
And yeah.
Actually, I'm a Toastmaster. I'm a Toastmaster from our Toastmaster Club. I'm a VPPR of that club. I came to know about this by the CDOP, that is group. And I'm very excited to attend your meeting as well as that is education session by Toastmaster Geet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to our club. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will request guest Akash, please come on the stage to introduce yourself. to our club.
Good morning, everyone. Chair, I am really thankful to Toastmaster Abhishek for giving me this opportunity to join today's meeting.
Yeah, great, Akash. So, okay, let me check any other guest. Guest Dhanraj, are you there? Can you come on the stage?
Yes, good morning everyone. My name is Dhanraj. I am in 12th standard.
Wow.
I am joining this seminar first time. I would like to participate in this. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good. At student life, just you are 12 pass and you want to join Toastmasters. Really nice. We all welcome you to our club. Then guest I think Pushpa. Yeah, guest Pushpa.
I think I done with.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Guest Dhruti, can you come on to the stage?
Yes, I was also introduced myself in the beginning of the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, no
No
problem. Yeah, I think we are good then. If anybody has new to the club, anyone is new to the club, can introduce themselves to the meeting. We want to connect with you. Just give introduction to the club. We all always wanted to welcome you to the club. Any guest? I think we are done. Okay. So let's move on to the prepare speeches. So today we are having another nice combination. One is going to give his icebreaker speech, and another one is the distinguished Toastmaster who has done excel in the Toastmaster journey. So it will be it is a definitely different experience. We are having one who is starting and who has done excel in that. It's a unique combination today we have. The first speaker for this round will be Toastmaster Pradeep. Will be giving his icebreaker speech from the presentation mastery part. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Abhinav. I request Toastmaster Abhinav, please read out the speech objective.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Objective of this speech is member to introduce himself to club and understand the basic structure of public speaking. Best of luck, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav. So Toastmaster Pradeep is supplier quality engineering professional in one of the company. He has recently joined the Toastmaster in June 2021, and today is giving his first icebreaker speech. His hobbies are watching movies and song. When I asked him about the life lesson learned he till date, is everyday learning and moving off right path. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Zone. Pradeep. Before that, can we have a quick audio and video check?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Stage is all yours. All the best.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur. Before starting my icebreaker speech, I just want to ask one question. Can anybody tell that what is the today's date and why it is important?
It is 29th August, and you took birth on this date.
Okay, thank you. Actually, today is 29th August. Yeah, anybody else want to
Yes,
try?
yes. I would like to try. It is 29th August 2021 and it's International Sports Day.
29th August, your icebreaker speech.
Yeah, thank you. Very nicely said, Toastmaster. Actually, today is 29th August and birth anniversary of late Major Dhyan Chand, who has brought glory to our nation by winning 3 gold medals in Olympics. So first of all, I want to wish you all a very happy National Sports Day. It's National Sports Day for India. It's not an International Sports Day. So then good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Pradeep. I am present over here to give my first icebreaker speech. Whenever I am standing here, my hearts are pounding. So before that, to come across all those things and to overcome this, I have joined the Toastmasters. And I have spent hours together to give the perfect quote for my today's speech. So I have come across one point like a struggle of an introvert. From the starting, I am an introvert person. So I was finding very difficult giving presentation or talking to the person, different person. So that's why I arrived to this point, giving the name of a struggle of an introvert. Whenever I'll go to the stage, if I'll cry or dance, if I'll speak one word, if I'll greetings to the someone and anyone, I'll feel that I have achieved something, my milestone for the public speaking. And by seeing all these things and taking as an achievement, I am moving on the right path. Recently, I was going through some article related to the world famous personality like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, and I found that in their lifespan of period, they have also come through public speaking anxiety. They were also having, so they have gone through different social help group or different coachings and different groups. Like one of them is like our Toastmaster is also one of them. So by considering all these things, I have joined Toastmasters. And here, first I have given as a sergeant at arms. So I was a bit nervous. And that was okay type. I cannot tell it was like a pro type. So hereafter, I have divided my icebreaker speech in 3 terms. First of all, in my early life, and second will be my college life, and the third right now in the professional life. So coming back to my early life, can anybody tell that in India, which state produces more IS and IPS officer and they come through UPSC exams?
Bihar.
Bihar.
UP. Perfectly. So I belong from the state of Bihar, and I brought in a family of joint family, and I belong from West Champaran, the place where first Mahatma Gandhi has done his satyagraha against the indigo cultivation against the Britishers. So I belong from that place. And my name is Pradeep. My name was given by my father. The meaning of my name is like light. So my father thought that I will bring some light to the family. That's why he has given the name of Pradeep. And after that, I have done all my schooling up to 10th class through government school in a small village. Why I am telling a small village? Because most of the people in Bihar, if you will tell, they will think about he is from Patna, the state capital of Bihar. He is from Patna like that. But I am from a small village, and there up to 2016 there was no electricity. So I have done all my schooling or reading through lantern. That there what is happened that kerosene is used. By the use of Bernoulli's principle by surface tension, that what will happen, that kerosene goes up and that burns, and by reacting with oxygen, and that process keep on moving, and because of that it gives the light. That is lantern. In our it is in Hindi it is known as lalten. So I have studied in like vernacular medium. It's purely Hindi medium, and it's not purely Hindi medium. I can say it was a Bhojpuri medium. It's a Bhojpuri because we speak in Bhojpuri. There also you are not speaking in Hindi. So when I was gone to my I had done good in my I have done very good in engineering. Sorry, in my 10th exam, and I have secured in my school level top of 3. I was there. So through that good marks, being an introvert, so I was studying well, and I was good in mathematics and science. So I have got admission in Patna, one of the second most prestigious college in Patna, state capital of Bihar. So from there I passed my +2 exam. So there, whenever I was interacting with my friend, those who are studying, so they were telling I have studied Johnny, yes, Papa. But I was having no memory such things. Like I was not having Baba, Black Sheep, having evil, all these things I was. So I thought I have not studied in those things. I have studied like Johnny, Johnny. So then he will tell you it's in Bhojpuri. Just I am making some humorous content in that one. Johnny. Then he will be telling, yes, Babuji, क्या करता रही? Yes, Babuji. Then he will tell, chini khata rahi ka? Then he will tell, no, Babuji. Then I'll tell, open your mouth. Then say, to apna muh ko open karo. Then he will ha, like that. That means Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar, no, Papa. And then telling lie, no, Papa. And after that, open your mouth, ha, like that. Then after, as I was there in a joint family in my, so after that I've gone to the Patna. So there I was just staying in it's not a PG, I can say. It was known as some rented house was there. One house was there. So there, along with my friend, so there I learned different things like cooking. So different type of varieties of cooking I have learned, even continental something I have done. Then, but one thing I missed whenever I was there in my family. So I was not taking all these things, but there I have to take care of my pudding. That means I have to prepare that also. So there I have, what happened? I was a good student, but there I got somewhat lesser marks than my 10th exam. So that was like a turning point. And then I was preparing for IIT exam. There I could not able to do that. Anyhow, I have got through state, different state in Odisha, I got admission in one of the private college of Bhubaneswar, and there also I have done good with distinction. I have passed, and through campus placement I have gone through in my earlier organization, like in Indo-US Mimtech Private Limited. Through campus recruitment I got selected, and there I worked for 7 years. So there also, as I was an introvert and I was not speaking to the so many persons. So whenever that any like introduction thing will come, there what will happen? The butterflies, what will happen in my stomach, it will start, and my face will turn completely red. And that thing I can say, I can see the people, I can judge that he's having social anxiety. And so there somebody has suggested me go to the psychiatrist and meet with psychiatrist. So there I have gone, and 30 days, it's good to take care of your mental health also. If somebody is telling there you have to go there, so the 30 days I have taken, that is really, it has come somewhat in some good shape, I can say. And after that, I am daily, I'm doing practicing yoga and running. By in that way, I am overcoming this social anxiety. And a lot of things are there to say, but I could not find the time. So I want to conclude my speech by saying that when there is a will, there is a way. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. And thank you for patience listening.
Wow, what a speech. I urge all of you to give standing ovation to our first speaker, Toastmaster Pradeep. Please give a round of applause to him. Great speech, Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Timer, I request timer we will pause for 1 minute. Timer, please let me know once 1 minute is done. I request all of you, please give feedback to Toastmaster Pradeep in the chat.
Sure. Yeah, Toastmaster Mayur, 1 minute is over.
Thank you. So now let's come to our second speech. The second speech
Yeah, Toastmaster Mayur, 1 minute is over.
yeah, thanks. And also, I also want to know the timings of both the speakers, and please, wants to know both the speakers are qualified or not. Please let us know.
Toastmaster Pradeep took 7 minutes 45 seconds. DTM Vinod took 6 minutes 58 seconds. So Toastmaster Pradeep is not qualified.
Okay. So we got our best speaker.
Yeah.
So now we will move on to the next. That is, we are going to witness a education session, which is going to be taken by Toastmaster Geet. Toastmaster Geet is a two-time district evaluation champion. In 2019, he came second, and in 2021, he came first. Toastmaster Geet is associated with Toastmaster more than 6 years. He works at Ernst & Young, and he enjoys watching movies, food, and traveling. I request Toastmaster Geet to come on the stage. Please give round of applause to Toastmaster Geet.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur. Would just like to check if I'm audible and visible.
Yes, Toastmaster Geet, you are audible and visible as well.
Thank you so much. Before I commence, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Toastmaster Chandrasekhar for inviting me here, to Toastmaster Swati, the presiding officer, and the entire executive committee of TMCP Northwest for giving me this opportunity to speak before all of you today. Thank you so much. And before I dive right into what I think makes a good evaluation, I would just like to check from all the Toastmasters who are present in this room today, if there is anyone who is not familiar with the structure of an evaluation contest. Is there anyone? Because then I can spend 2 to 3 minutes telling everyone about an evaluation contest.
I'm not familiar. CRC approach?
No. What I meant is, what is the flow of an evaluation contest? Like, there will be a test speaker first, then you will be given 5 minutes. Should I go through that flow?
Please explain if you have time.
Okay, great. So an evaluation contest, like any other contest, starts at the club level. Then there is the area level, division, and district. In an evaluation contest, a test speaker whose identity will be unknown to all the participants will come to the stage and deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech. After that speech is over, all participants will get 5 minutes to prepare their notes, and one by one, based on their order which was drawn before the beginning of the contest, they will step on the stage and deliver their evaluation for 2 to 3 minutes. However, one key differentiator in an evaluation contest based evaluation and a session based evaluation is that in a contest, there are no objectives, whereas in a session, you need to evaluate based on certain objectives that are recommended by the pathways. So all clear? Should I repeat anything? Okay, great. The reason I said this is because my intention at the end of my session today is to ensure that each and every member here becomes prepared to take on the district evaluation contest. If you aim to simply become a better evaluator in your club meetings, then this session is not for you. With that, let me begin. My first question to all members who are present today is that what do you think is the most important skill that will help you win an evaluation contest? Just raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and take it away. Yes, Toastmaster Swati.
Listening skill, because without listening and observation skills, because without that, I think evaluation would be incomplete.
Okay, listening skills. Can we have some? Yes, Toastmaster Vinod.
Yeah, many speakers, evaluators, they don't summarize. That is also main criteria for winning the contest.
That's right. That's right. But my question is, which skill will help you win an evaluation contest? We've had two answers. Number one, yeah.
Writing and evaluation.
Okay, of course, that's a given. However, okay, are there more answers or should I give?
Analyzing the speaker.
May I?
Yes.
Analyzing the speaker. Okay, Toastmaster Venkatesh, you had an answer.
Yeah, so it is all about the way you structure your evaluation and present in front of deliver in front of the audience. That is more important.
The way you structure your evaluation, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. I've heard all your responses. However, I have a slightly different take on this subject. I think the most important skill which will help you win an evaluation contest is time management. You can be the best listener in the world. You can have the most analytical mind, out of the box recommendations that a judge might be able to witness. But the fact remains, it does not matter if you are a level 1 Toastmaster or if you are a distinguished Toastmaster. If you cannot manage your time, you will lose, plain and simple. Can we agree? So how do you manage your time in an evaluation? That is the question then. What I have learned is that it always helps to have a template for an evaluation. What do I mean by a template? First, have an opening statement. What is an example of an opening statement? Today, distinguished Toastmaster Vinod delivered an insightful speech that will surely help me become a better negotiator. That's an opening statement. I've set the context for my evaluation now. Followed by the opening statement, you jump into 3 things that the speaker did well. And one way I have learned it becomes important to help the judges track what you have said is to speak in bullet points. Firstly, distinguished Toastmaster Vinod Sharma did this well. Secondly, he did that well. And thirdly, he did that well. So have an opening statement, then 3 things that the speaker did well, spoken in bullets. After this, you have a transition line wherein you tell the speaker that you have some recommendations that could have taken his speech to another level. So have that transition line. And similar to the 3 areas, positives that you talked about in the beginning, you give 3 areas of improvement to the speaker and finally summarize everything. So have an airtight template for an evaluation and keep practicing it in your session-based evaluations. Over time, this template will become engraved in your mind, and the 5 minutes of time that you get to write your evaluation will only seem like a formality. Are there any questions at this point? Or is there anything that you would like me to specifically address before I jump to the next part? Okay, yeah.
Many times writing evaluation sheet is also difficult for the speakers, evaluators.
Okay, I'll address that point as well. So what I do over there is that I divide the sheet into 2 columns. The left I write on the left, I write plus, and on the right, I write minus. And as you would have figured by now, on the plus side, I write the positives. On the minus side, I write areas of improvement. However, I make sure that I don't go beyond half of the page. I restrict all my notes only to the half of the page, and the second half or the bottom half of the sheet is where I jot down which points I really want to convey in my evaluation. So does that answer your question, distinguished Toastmaster Vinod? Okay, great. Now let me come to my second question. What do you think is the most important virtue of an evaluator? It's a different question from what I had asked previously. So try to think of something else. What is the most important virtue of an evaluator?
Analyzing skills, observation, like kind of thing, like what things are going in a particular story, what good things are there.
Okay, I hear you, but actually that is a pretty surface level answer. I want something deeper. If there are any.
To do justice with the speaker by giving right evaluation.
To
like
do
being honest with the
speaker.
Yeah, by being honest rather than just
Okay, by being honest, fine. Yeah, that's coming closer to where I want to go. Yeah, Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Yeah, so when you are analyzing the speaker and delivering your feedback, critical feedback, you are giving some kind of message to the speaker as well as to the audience, and you are showing an example how it has to be. So if you are giving any recommendation, then you are giving the suggestion how it has to be, it should have been done. So
that's also coming close to the answer that I want to reach, but it's not the exact answer. We'll take Toastmaster Abhishek's response as the final one, and then I'll give you the answer.
Yeah, so I believe that it should be a bit generous and kind as well, because sometimes it becomes tough in the top evaluation. But whereas it should be also encouraging.
Okay, an evaluator should be encouraging. Fine, I take that answer. However, my opinion on this subject would be the most important virtue of an evaluator is credibility. Would you listen to an evaluator who was himself fumbling at the time of giving you his evaluation? No, right? You are not likely to take him seriously if he himself starts fumbling. Or if I am delivering this evaluation session to you, if I am unsure of what I want to say to you, you will not take me seriously. Can we agree on that? So how do we build credibility as an evaluator? Here's what I did. I tried to improve my overall knowledge of public speaking by watching YouTube videos. And YouTube is a gold mine of resources that you can use to improve your knowledge of public speaking. Because remember, as much as I support an encouraging evaluation that helps a speaker in the long run, you also have to remember that it's a contest. You need to separate yourself from the rest of the participants. Can we agree to that as well? How will you distinguish yourself in the minds of the judges from the rest of your peers? If you have done your homework. Now, what do I mean by that? Cite some best practices from legendary speakers like Steve Jobs or Obama, or even world championship winning speakers whose videos are available on YouTube. I guarantee you, in whatever 4 years I have spent as a contest participant, I have not seen anyone besides me doing that. And that is what has played a big role in helping me win the contest eventually. If you say that, distinguished Toastmaster Craig Valentine, who is the 1999 world champion of public speaking, recommends that you have a callback in your speech, because that will really enhance the recall value of your speech. If I give this suggestion to, say, distinguished Toastmaster Vinod, not only have I impressed the judges, I have also made distinguished Toastmaster Vinod convinced of my credibility as an evaluator, because I have done my homework. then he will implement what my recommendations are more seriously. Are you able to follow? Should I repeat something? Should I go slow? Right. So do your homework, do whatever it takes to improve your knowledge of public speaking, because like I said previously, the 5 minutes of time which you get to write your notes should only be a formality. There is no secret sauce to writing a perfect evaluation, as it is about being so well prepared that you should already have 80% of an idea of what you will say once the test speech is over. And that will only happen if you've done your homework well. The second point that will help you build credibility as an evaluator is the principle of show, don't tell. Don't tell me that I could have improved my vocal variety. Do it yourself and show me how I could have done it. Can we agree to that as well? Because a lot of times evaluators simply stop at saying that you could have done that better or you could have done this better, but they rarely give reason or they rarely demonstrate how that could have been done better. To give you one example, how my natural style of speaking when we were in the pre-pandemic era is I remain in the center of the stage and I don't move around much. So if an evaluator tells me that Toastmaster Geet, you could have moved around the stage, you could have used more of the stage area, without telling me why it is important for me to go to every corner of the stage, I'll not take his evaluation seriously, right? So show someone how something can be better instead of simply telling them that it should have been better. And that will improve your credibility as an evaluator. So I've talked about 2 critical questions, and now I'm going to give you 3 bonus tips that you can start implementing right away. The first tip for you is somewhere in the CRC approach, the commendation, recommendation, and commendation approach, we lose sight of the fact that the R is the most important part. The R, the recommendation, contains 30 points out of 100 in the judges' ballot. And it took me really long to figure this out, that I should give more weightage to the R instead of the 2 C's. How I ended up doing this is that I ensure I transition into my recommendations before the green card is up. Very simple thing that you can start implementing right away. Just make sure that you switch from the positives to the areas of improvement before the green card is up. Take that as your cue, because it's very important to develop an intuitive sense of time, and you will become better at it with your session-based evaluations. My second tip for you is again something that is just my opinion. I am not very comfortable using the phrase target speaker. You are not an Olympic level shooter. Don't say target speaker. There is a reason why the contest chair has revealed the name of the speaker of the speaker that you are about to evaluate. Take that person's name. As I was just talking about the opening statement, I said distinguished Toastmaster Vinod Sharma gave me tips on how I can become a better negotiator. Humanize the evaluation. Don't say target speaker. Take that person's name. Look at the speaker if you can. Given the virtual setting, it is much easier to spot the speaker and look at him or her. And my third tip to you would be avoid gimmicks in an evaluation if you can. Now, what do I mean by gimmicks? Your speech was like a samosa. What it needed was some chutney. You had the aggression of Virat Kohli. What you needed was the finesse of Rahul Dravid. All these statements eat into your evaluation time and they are open to interpretation. They don't add any value to the evaluator. They most certainly don't add any value to the judges if they have to judge you. If I say to Toastmaster Chandrasekhar that Chandrasekhar, you were aggressive like Virat Kohli, but you needed the finesse of Rahul Dravid. What is he supposed to interpret? Can you tell me, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar? What did you
I'm not
understand?
sure which kind of player I am then.
Exactly. So avoid statements that sound like fluff. Avoid statements that sound like gimmicks, because while such statements might help you clear club and they might even help you clear area, there is no way you can win district if you use such kind of statements. And coming to the statement which I began my keynote with, I want to make sure that all of you are prepared for the district level evaluation. So use whatever practices that will lead the judges to take you seriously. So I'll just quickly summarize whatever I've said. Number one, what is the most important skill that will help you win an evaluation contest? It's time management. How do we manage our time? By creating a template for our evaluations. What does a template look like? An opening statement, 3 areas that the speaker excelled in, a transition line, 3 areas that the speaker could have done better, and a summary. Then I moved on to my second question. What is the most important virtue of an evaluator? It's credibility. How do you build credibility as an evaluator? Do your homework and show, don't tell. Demonstrate wherever you can. And what are the 3 tips that I gave you? Transition into your recommendations before the green card is up. First tip. Second tip, humanize your evaluation. If possible, avoid saying target speaker, take the person's name. And third tip, don't add any statements that are likely to be conceived as gimmicks or the statements which might lead the judges to consider you as a not so serious evaluator. Be very specific, be very focused, and be very razor sharp in managing your time, because whatever happens at the end of the day, a judge will be likely to see how many recommendations did the evaluator provide. If someone gave 4 recommendations as opposed to someone who could manage only 2 recommendations, the first evaluator will get more marks. And how will you, of course, this depends on the other aspects as well. This depends on how the evaluator managed his time. But you will be able to give 4 recommendations only if you know how to manage your time well. And with this, I've just summarized everything that I told you in a nutshell. And I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have regarding an evaluation contest. Yes, Toastmaster Swati.
Toastmaster Keith, usually the test speaker who comes up, he would be like so brilliant, like we get more of the positive points to tell. That's very true. I mean, we get more of the positive points to tell, and we might be having just 1 or 2 recommendations. That also we need to search and we need to get that.
Yeah.
So how would you, so is it like, as you told, like we need to give more stress on the recommendation? So what would you prefer? Like give a lala or give a long story of what are the good points in a speech, or how do you manage in that scenario? Like his voice modulation is good. He emphasized on each and everything. He did a storytelling. How would you do that? Yeah.
Right. Toastmaster Swati, brilliant question. And this will be something that you will encounter as the level of difficulty in a contest increases. As you move towards the division contest, as you move towards the district contest, this will happen. But remember what I told you, as part of my second question, do your homework. Once you do your homework, once you start identifying what it is that great speakers do, you will automatically develop a recommendation. Here's what I do. The beauty of an evaluation at the end of the day is that it's a personal opinion. You can give your opinion no matter how great the speech was. There could have been some scope for improvement. So what I do there is, out, was I clear about why the speaker was communicating to me? Am I comfortable with the fact that he told me 3 short stories instead of telling me 1 long story? Or was the other way around more applicable? Should he have given 3 short stories instead of 1 big story? These are the kind of things that I try to focus on, because that is just my opinion. While voice modulation, hand gestures is something which can be seen by everyone. If there are 900 people in a room, everybody can see it. But how a speaker made me feel is something that only I can talk about, and I should make the most of it.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Yeah, Toastmaster Geet, it happens many times when contestants draw is fifth or.
Sorry, he froze.
They gave all the common feedbacks.
Correct.
Difficult for the 6th contest to evaluate. So what is your opinion? What 6th contestant should do in that case?
The 6th contestant, again, like I said, avoid the low-hanging fruits. Avoid low-hanging fruits like improving stage movement, hand gestures, pauses, body language, vocal variety. Avoid low-hanging fruits. That is what I would suggest if you are towards the end of the contestant panel. And again, you will be able to do this if you cite best practices from famous speakers and if you do your homework well. Because believe me, those 5 people who come, they will not have done that kind of preparation. So you can be rest assured that you will stand out if you prepare well.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Yes, Toastmaster Munish.
Yes, you said that in the commendations you can give the 3 points in the bullets form. But I think I have read in the Toastmaster manual somewhere that when you are giving commendations, you choose the facts from the speech, and also tells that why that commendations is applicable to that facts for the story, like how you do, like not in the bullet form. So that I want to just know that what is the right thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't gather from where did you read that, because I'm not aware of.
I think I have read in the Toastmaster manual that when you are giving some commendation, then you also tell those facts from the speech as well. That like the person has given the
You do that.
Like, no.
You do that. But you do that in a bullet form. See, the purpose of conveying in a bullet form is to make it clear to your audience how many points you talked about. Because if you say that, see, a transition is very important in an evaluation, as it is important in a regular speech as well. If you are able to quickly tell someone on points, on your thumbs or on your fingers, what it is that you liked about a speech, then your message will be much more clear to the audience. That was just the only purpose of conveying in bullets. But you can easily mention some aspects from the speech as well.
Okay.
Does that clarify your question, Toastmaster Munish?
Yeah, actually, I just want to ask that it should be elaborative or just to the point, like
Please be to the point. Please be to the point. Please manage your time. Don't go on and on and on, and don't spend too much time on the positives. Transition into recommendations before the green card is up, because while the commendations, they lay the groundwork for your evaluation, the meat of your evaluation is always going to be the recommendations. So don't waste time on the commendations part.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Rahul, I think, I don't know if that was an applause or you raised your hand for a question.
So that was just an applause for the key points.
Okay, so considering that we don't have any more questions, I wish all of you the best of luck in your contest journey as far as the evaluation contest is concerned. And once again, thank you to the executive committee for allowing me to speak before you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day, Mayur. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Keith, we have still a lot of time. So can we share your experience of the 2 district contests?
Yeah.
Can you share? Because we have 2-3 minutes, so our members can know more about that.
Sure. So, I mean, is there anything specific that you would like to know? Because my 2019 eloquence contest, for which you were a convener, that was the last in-person district conference. And yes, this time I had a virtual district conference, which I won. So is there anything special?
Virtual.
Okay, so you want me to share my experience for the 2021 edition of the contest, right?
Please.
Okay, just a minute. So for those who attended Eloquence of 2021 would be aware that this time there were semi-finals. There were 2 semi-finals of the evaluation contest. Semi-final 1 with 7 divisions, semi-final 2 with 8 divisions, and the top 3 from each went to the Eloquence finale. So I was a part of the first division, but having said that, even after I came in the top 3, I made it a point to attend the second semi-final just to see who would be the top contestants over there. And I was fairly accurate in estimating what the other top 3 would look like, and I also made a note of what they did well. So that gave me a week's time to prepare for what I could do better. And in my finals of Eloquence, I turned out to be the last contestant. So I knew that, and we know the ballots beforehand, because unlike the in-person contest wherein your ballots on the day of the contest itself, this time you knew the ballots 3-4 days in advance of the contest. So I knew that because I was the last evaluator, a lot of points may have been covered by the ones who came before me, right? So that gave me actually all the more reason to do my homework well and dig really deep and as to how the speaker could have implemented some better practices. And I did this by citing famous speakers. I must have cited at least 3-4 famous speakers, and I distinctly remember that by the time the green card was up in my finals evaluation, I was already on my second recommendation. Okay, so if you manage your time well, I was already on my second recommendation there, and I had plenty of time to give my third recommendation and summarize everything crisply before 3.5 minutes were up. So I think that went a long way in helping me win, because I couldn't see the ones who came before me as I was last, but in the semi-finals I did see that even up until the 2-minute mark, people were just talking about the positives and they were talking slowly. I talk fast and I move from one point to another very quickly. So that worked in my favor.
Yes, and
having said that, yeah. You were saying something?
Yeah, Bina was a first runner-up.
Yeah. Having said that, though, I also felt that the level of nervousness in a virtual contest is lesser, because you don't have 800 people that will be looking at you, right? as opposed to an in-person district level conference. So Yeah, the level of nervousness was definitely lesser this time, also considering that I had prior experience of a district contest. So that was my experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I have only one question. Is there any difference between the last year evaluation criteria, eligibility, or any point, or is everything same for the evaluation contest?
There is no change in eligibility criteria, but there was one key difference that I made between my 2019 first runner-up contest and my 2021 winning contest. The person who won in 2019 gave 3 recommendations when I gave only 2. I made sure that in 2021, I have to give at least 3 recommendations. And that is how that template came into picture of giving at least 3 recommendations. It's okay if you give only 2 positives and 3 areas of improvement, but at least 3 areas of improvement have to be there.
Got it.
Okay, if I think there are no more questions, then back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Geet, for a wonderful session. I hope we had a good learning. Everybody will have taken their notes. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Geet for a wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before going to the break, can we have group photograph? I request everybody to turn on their camera so that we can have a group photograph. Guest Akash, guest Pushpa, Munish, Sergeant at Arm, Rahul sir, guest Akash, please turn on the camera. Thank you everybody. Guest Pushpa, yeah, taking the picture. Thank you everybody. Now we will take 3 minutes of break, and let me take a time. It's 12:34. We will come back at 12:37. We will have 3 minutes of break. So why not to learn one more lesson from the chess? So lesson from the chess is blunders are costly. In chess, you may blunder a piece, you may blunder a queen, you may blunder a rook, bishop, or any just a pawn, but it cost you till the end of the game. Similarly, in life, we do a blunder by just taking a like in student life, we can choose a course which we don't want to do, but this decision which we have blunder, it is gonna cost for the entire life. Even this blunder regarding marriage, regarding handling a kid. So these decisions, the blunders which we do, this will gonna harm us till the end. So one more lesson I would like to share. I would like to share with all of you. That is, we have to network. Some people are so poor, absolutely poor, that they don't have anything other than money. They have just money. But if you want to know how rich you are, then just drop a tear and see how many hands will come forth to wipe that tear. That's your net worth. Net worth is equals to your network. So, but while networking, sometimes we connect with only big guns, the higher authorities. But this is not the case. If you have to achieve success, if you have to win, then you need to connect with everybody, from president to resident, from king to queen. Similarly, it applies in chess. Like if you can see that you have, if you connect with only front row player, chess pieces like king, queen, bishop, rook, then and you forgot to connect with the pawns, then who is gonna play the role of pawns? So if you have to win the game, then you need to connect and network with everybody. Whatever the pieces are on the board, you should always have to connect with everybody. So similarly, this applies in the game of life. If you have to win and achieve the success, you need to connect with everybody. Whatever the levels they have are, whether small, big, you need to connect with everybody. Now let's go to the evaluation round. I request our general evaluator, Toastmaster Jay, to come on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayur, for this nice transition, a super transition with full of learnings and all. Now we have to go ahead with the evaluations. We will do the evaluation for the speechy. We will do the evaluation in general for the meeting and the role players. Everyone will come on the stage and share the feedback, how we could improve. But before we go ahead in it, so Toastmaster Geet, could you please come on the stage just for a few more seconds? So only one request. This is my personal request, and I hope you will accept it. Now we are having two speakers. You already delivered their speeches. We are having two evaluators, Toastmaster Venkatesh and Toastmaster Abhinav will deliver their evaluations. So is it okay if you could spend only 3 to 5 minutes more and then say where they could improve their evaluation? It will be a live example for us.
Sure, I will evaluate the evaluators.
Perfect. Thank you. So in today's meeting, I will not evaluate the evaluator. Even I will not evaluate the evaluators also. Great. So first, I want to request Toastmaster Abhinav, who will evaluate the icebreaker speech from Toastmaster Pradeep. A fantastic speech, definitely I can say. And with all these things, I want to hand over it to Toastmaster Abhinav to do the evaluation. Toastmaster Abhinav, please go ahead.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. Madam President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good afternoon. I really enjoyed Toastmaster Pradeep's speech. Do you know why? He spoke from his heart. And it was really, I got well connected from his speech. Let us see how he made the objective of the speech. There was two parts in objective. First, introduce himself to club. So now we know he's from Champaran. He did schooling from his native town. He did 12th class from Patna, then BTech from Orissa, got campus selection. So now we know about him. Second part of this objective of the speech was understand the basic structure of public speaking. So opening, body, and conclusion was well organized. So Toastmaster Pradeep made the objective of this speech. Let me talk about the three things I liked about his speech. First, he spoke from the heart. Second, he asked questions. 3 questions he asked, and we as an audience got well connected with him. We all miss, and this is helped him to get a connection with the audience, and he got our attention. So well done, Toastmaster Pradeep. And third, humorous. He added humorous in his speech. Jonia, haan babuji. Wow, great. So every speech has some scope of improvement. In my view, he can work on few areas to take his speech to next level. In Toastmasters, it is recommended that we should not give recommendation to icebreaker speech. Since I believe that he is a good speaker, I will give him 3 recommendations. First, timing. So for timing, what he could do that he could record his video and he can watch that video that, okay, how many minutes he's taking for the speech. I feel that he has already done, but in my view, question answer session, he didn't count that time that it will, because audience is going to give answer also, and then time it will take. So only 15 seconds he missed. I think he should take care of that. Second thing about the hand position. So hand, we should not lock hand. Keep hand like this, one above another. And hand position was good. It was above stomach, and that was good. Just give your speech, let it come back. Then give his speech, let it come back. We should not lock it. And third recommendation is the camera position. So if you're using mobile camera and eye should be at same level. I believe that he will work on 3 areas and take his speech to next level. To take away from this speech is his quote: when there is a will, there is a way. To summarize my speech, evaluation speech, he speaks from his heart. That is the best part of his speech. And he should work on few things like camera position, hand, and third is that okay, only 2. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Great. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav, for a nice evaluation. But before I go ahead, Toastmaster Pradeep, let me first clarify. As an icebreaker, we are not providing lot of feedbacks or any feedback. However, today what you delivered was for the content of level 2 or level 3. This is the reason we have evaluated from the same levels. I hope you will accept it. With this, all this transition, now I want to go ahead for the second evaluation. Second evaluation is from Toastmaster.
Right. So I'll first evaluate Toastmaster Abhinav. What I really liked about, does he have his video on? Just checking.
Yes.
Okay, great. So what was brilliant about Toastmaster Abhinav's evaluation was that he constantly had a smile on his face, very positive, very encouraging way to deliver an evaluation. And he gave a very good tip on managing time, because it was very obvious that Toastmaster, his target speaker, I don't know why I said target speaker, but Toastmaster Pradeep did exceed the time. So you gave a very good recommendation. However, I always intend to focus more on the recommendations. And my first point to you is not just to you, but I have seen this in a lot of evaluators that they tend to paraphrase the speech itself, meaning you said in your evaluation that, you know, Toastmaster Pradeep told us he was from Champaran, he went to school in such and such place, he did so and so. That's okay. The audience has heard it before, no need to repeat it. Also because that eats into your evaluation time, and I saw that by the time you concluded your evaluation, the red card was already up, right? So no need to paraphrase elements from the speech. The second recommendation to you, again, which something that I see in a lot of evaluators, is don't give the audience's perspective, talk about yourself only. You said that, you know, we as audience connected with him. You don't know that. You talk only about yourself. I connected with you. I connected with this element in your speech. Don't take the baton for the audience. The third point that I have for you is, while you did say that Toastmaster Pradeep added humor in his speech, he did so in a language which was not English. So you could have also given a recommendation that if you use some colloquial elements, some colloquial sentences, you can provide a translation of that in English, because not everyone would understand what the language pertaining to his place of birth, right? And just a tip before I conclude your evaluation, you said that, you know, we should not lock hands like this. You said that one way you could have really excelled on this point, if it were a contest, is by saying this, it's true. This is a recommendation which is given by the 2014 World Champion of Public Speaking, Dhananjay Hettiarachi, and you should not lock your hands. You should keep your palms open because that projects confidence. So if you add the name of the world champion next to your recommendation, your evaluation will go to the next level. So this was my evaluation of Toastmaster Abhinav. Moving to Toastmaster Venkatesh, I also like that his positives were very clear, that distinguished Toastmaster Vinod was loud, calm and clear. And he also gave a very good recommendation about distinguished Toastmaster Vinod's speech having an abrupt closure. So a good recommendation. However, some recommendations for you. You also talked about the audience perspective. I would suggest that you stick to your perspective only when you evaluate. You made a statement in your evaluation which said, I really liked the structure and content of your speech. Now that is a very broad statement. Structure and content means what? If you can cite a specific anecdote or a certain dialogue which he had when he was visiting the various hotels, that would have made your evaluation seem more specific, as opposed to just saying, I like the structure and content of your speech. Again, my final two recommendations to you. You said the vocal variety could have been improved, but you could have given an example. You could have given an example as to how the vocal variety could have been improved. And it would be better if you can start the habit of summarizing your evaluations right away, because I noted that you missed to summarize your evaluation. Once you develop the habit of summarizing your evaluation in club session evaluations, it will become a habit when you go to the contests, right? So that was my evaluation for you. Back to the general evaluator.
Great. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Geet. Thank you very much for this one. So normally after the evaluation, we are going for the voting for the best evaluator. However, right now we have received more opinion, more perspective from Toastmaster Geet, how the both evaluator perform. So if still we have to go or not, that decision I will leave up to our president. She could decide, because I can't decide on this one. And then let's go ahead for the. So should we go ahead for voting or can we avoid?
Toastmaster Jay, that's good thing, because Toastmaster Geet has already thrown light on how the evaluations are. So it's good if we don't go for the voting, and if we declare both the evaluators are the best,
Sure.
and they are winners. Both of them are winners for
Perfect.
today's meeting.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So now I would like to call our active listener. So active listener, you could ask 4 or 5 questions and then we will go ahead. Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jay. I would request everyone to actively participate in the questions, and please kindly turn on your cameras and mics to answer the questions which I would be asking further. Think about this as a table topic session to answer. Kindly, a very generous request to everyone to actively participate. The first question of the day here comes. The Madam President of our club, when does she plays the chess?
In stress.
Yes, right. In stress. Whenever she is in stress, she plays the chess in stress. The second question would be, what is the life lesson learned by DTM Vinod? What is the life lesson learned by DTM Vinod?
Live and let live.
Anyone? Yes, absolutely on the spot. The perfect one. Which color card is to be taken as cue when we are in a role of an evaluator? Which color card should be taken as a cue? This was said by our guest evaluator Geet. Which color card should we
Red.
take as a gift?
Green.
Green.
Green. Yes, absolutely right. It is green. And my last question would be, what should we avoid when we are in a low-end speaker? What are the things we should avoid when we are low-end speaker?
Normal thing like vocal variety, confidence.
Yes, absolutely. Fabulous answers.
Actually, the low hanging fruit that is.
Hanging fruits, exactly. That was much precise one. Very thank you for everyone for participating and being such an active listeners of the day. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you,
Over to you,
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Shruti. It was a really a great experience to have an active listener like you. Super.
Yeah.
Now I would like to call our grammarian, Toastmaster Swati, to come on a stage for her report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jay. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. So let me just come up with my report. So the word of the day has been used by Toastmaster Jay, Toastmaster Nikhil, and Toastmaster Venkatesh. And the phrase of the day has been used by Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Jay, Toastmaster Shruti, and Toastmaster Venkatesh. So a big round of applause to all of them who were able to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And a special thanks to Toastmaster Jay for encouraging two of them to use the word of the day and the phrase of the day prior itself. So let me just get back to not so good usages of today's meeting. That is, I think everybody's enemy, like in chess, if you're playing on the one side, the other side is your enemy. So everybody's enemy in the language or usage of grammar is the words like, I like, and second enemy is the, because the can be used only at the minimal spaces, and we need to learn like where exactly it needs to be used and where exactly it shouldn't be used. And the next thing is like my name. See, even now I'm using like, so even I can include that thing in my suggestion. So like is something which we always use, so we can avoid that. And such words like, the, and, if, but, if, else, these are called camouflage words. So in general, if we get to know like what are camouflage words, or if you can Google it, and if you can avoid using it, I think even while writing, our content would become less, and even our speech would become minimal, and it would look good. And when coming to the good usages, I have a lot of good usages. That is introvert, that is submissive, anxious, that is either it could be stress or it could be over happy, phenomenal, that is excellent, blunder, that is big mistake, and anecdotes, those are examples. So that's it from mine. And I have already given the grammarian tip, like not to use the camouflage words, like the words that ends in ing, the, and, if, else, I like, same. So that's it from mine, and hope it was helpful. And over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Swati. It was really a great experience to have a grammarian like you. So now let's go ahead. And the next report will be presented by Toastmaster Abhishek, our A counter of the day. A counter, Toastmaster Abhishek, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jay, for the introduction. And now let me share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. I hope you are able to see my
We
screen.
can see. We can.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say that I'm really happy today to see so many flawless and almost flawless speakers in today's meeting. I would like to first of all ask everyone to congratulate them. BTM Vinod, Toastmaster Venkatesh, Toastmaster Swati, Toastmaster Renu, Toastmaster Nikhil, and Toastmaster Jay are the flawless speaker for today's meeting. And Toastmaster Avinav and Toastmaster Swati as a role player, she were the almost flawless speaker for today's meeting. Great job, everyone. Toastmaster Pradeep, he has used do and 5 1 so 5 are and 5 like as this was I speak a speech, but he did really well to control his, and it was great job done. Toastmaster Abhinav, he used one unnecessary pauses at the end of each evaluation. Toastmaster Geet, as a education speaker, he used one but, one you know, and 3 Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur, who spoke throughout the meeting, he used 2 so, 2 5 5 like, and 1 unnecessary pauses. Active listener, Toastmaster Shruti, she used 1 and 3 and grammarian, Toastmaster Swati spoke 1 That's it from my side, and over to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for this nice report with a lot of colors and detailings. Thank you. Now I would like to go ahead for a general evaluation of the entire meeting. So today I will evaluate all the role players, except speakers and evaluator, because they are already evaluated. Sajetatam, Toastmaster Renu, you started the meeting bang on the time, explain the rules, mission, each and every details are crisp and clear. So there is no any recommendation for you, just one opinion or a request. If you found some creativity, then add it. Otherwise, everything, whatever you have spoke in this meeting, super, great job. Next is Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur. Toastmaster Mayur, you have chosen a very nice theme, chess, life lesson from chess, great one. You started the meeting, perfect time, and today we will end the meeting with all your suggestion, improvement points, and on the time as well. All the role players which you have selected, perfect. Like there is no any change in the agenda. Everything is still same. Kudos to you. You started. I think last Sunday you have started, yes. And you ended your job on Thursday itself. Friday, Saturday, you used only for your preparation. Kudos to you. Only one recommendation, try to work on the pronunciation to improve it. A part of this, perfect. Next role is timer. I have noticed down the timing details for evaluation from Toastmaster Venkatesh and a speech from DTM Vinod. Both the times up to the last second you are precise. So kudos to you. There is no any improvement point from my side. Next is active listener. You are very much focused on each and every point. Just only one recommendation. So the point which you are asking in a meeting should be more beneficial. Example, what are the tips shared by Toastmaster Geet? Or what are the negotiation points which shared by DTM Vinod? It will help us to remind the same content once again. Then it will always sink in our mind. However, as an active listener, you are focused, keen to our work, superb job. Next, the grammarian. So your report was also crisp and clear. You encourage the audience to show a thumbs up. Super job. Only one point, like the word of the day and phrase of the day. You could post once before the break, which you already did, and one after the break. Okay. A part of this, perfect. Our counter, super job. There's no any recommendation for you because you explained each and every point crystal clear. Even you have do the evaluation for our guest as well. Superb job. We have to focus on our role first. Great. Now as a general evaluator meeting in general, full of learning, full of enthusiasm, full of excitement, the entire meeting. Agenda was on time. No changes happened in the complete agenda. Super. This was the best example of a best meeting. Great job. Our VP Education and the entire XCOM who are working day and night behind it. And now the general evaluator, me. So I have to learn to manage the time. I overshooted the time that I have to take care. Yes. Second, if I want to call the grammarian first, then I have to inform the VP education in advance that I missed. So definitely I have to work on this, and that's the only learning which I want to go ahead. With all these thoughts, I know I'm not qualified for the voting, but better luck next time. I want to request to our president to raise the poll for the auxiliary role players and do the felicitation for our Toastmaster Geet, our guest, our special guest. Over to you, Toastmaster Swati, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chair, for that valuable evaluation. And definitely with your pointers, we will take our meetings to the next level. And thank you for that feedback. And before we go ahead, I would request our Zoom master. Actually, I think this is a special meeting and we are having an educational session. So I considered each and every one of you have done an excellent job. And we will not consider voting for this meeting if everybody show me a thumbs up and if everybody agrees with this. I think all the role players are in and we agree with this, like each and every one of us have played really well. So applause to all the role players. And why we should praise about our meetings. Let us see what our guests have to say about today's meeting. So I think we have a guest. Let me just check. Yes. We have a guest Ruti and guest Akash. So guest Ruti and guest Akash, can you help us know like how did you like the meeting in 15 seconds?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Ruti. Yes, Ruti, we can hear you.
Yes. Yes, this session was very nice. All the prepared speeches.
Thank you so much, Ruti. And how about you, Akash? Did you enjoy our meeting?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good afternoon to everyone. It was great experience overall throughout the meeting. Lots of learning from both the speaker and our special guest, Toastmaster Mr. Geet. Yes, it is good session, and I especially thanks Toastmaster Abhishek for giving me this opportunity to join this meeting.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you would be learning more of Toastmaster skills and everything once we'll have a briefing session at the end of the meeting. So just hold on or wait for 5 more minutes. We will conclude our meeting and we can go ahead with the guest briefing session. And Toastmaster Abhishek, our VP membership, and myself will brief you up. And last but not the least, thank you so much, Toastmaster Geet, for that wonderful evaluation educational session. I think all our evaluators, I think we had a lot of nominations coming up for our evaluation session. And our club is a mixture of new as well as old members, and everybody, it was a very, very fruitful session. And all live examples were given, which was really interesting. So thank you so very much, Toastmaster Geet, for your presence in our meeting. And we would like to know from you also, like how was the meeting and how did you enjoy visiting our club?
Definitely. Thank you so much, presiding officer. It was my pleasure that I was able to come here on Sunday and deliver this talk before all of you. It's a really vibrant club. I like the vibe of all the members. The theme, definitely a brilliant one. I liked being in today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Keith, and hope. And all our club members should be encouraged and should be geared up. So we'll have champion from our club this time, and hopefully we will give our best. Whether we win or lose, that's the later part. But I think each and every one of us will give our best this time in the evaluation contest and in the humorous contest upcoming. So can I get a big yes from everyone? Like you would like to participate in the contest? And coming from the XCOM, I would say we'll even have a semi-finale, finale, and then a club contest if we are getting more and more nominations. So all are invited to participate in the evaluation contest as well as humorous contest. And let me just get you the date also of our evaluation contest as well as humorous contest. So as yesterday we had an XCOM meeting, a lengthy meeting, and we discussed on the day. So 12th, we would be having our 12th of September, we would be having our milestone meeting, and 19th of September being the Ganpati festival, we are not going for the contest on that day, but 26th of September, we would definitely be going for a contest, and that would be a finale or a area level contest. So the more nominations come, the more contests we'll be conducting or the more streamlining we'll be doing. So all of you are welcome. We will get back to you with a contestants' names shortly, and we will even drop a mailer with the nominations so that all of you can send your nominations to the contestants and side by side prepare for the contest. And today I think Toastmaster Geet has given us so many suggestions. So please go ahead and utilize the education session and bring out your best in the evaluation contest because it comes only once in a term. Yes, please go ahead, Toastmaster Geet.
All right. So the only goal that I would request all of you to remember is that the next district champion should also be from Pune.
Absolutely. We all are in it. We all will
100%.
give our best. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I have Toastmaster Abhishek, our VP membership, who has few more announcements to be made so that we can go ahead. Once the announcements are made, we can go ahead and we can adjourn the meeting. So I would request VP membership Toastmaster Abhishek to take over.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati. So there are a few announcements from my side. First is that we're going to start the renewal cycle. First few person, everyone, that is, it's like a contest in our college, but not an actual contest, but there will be a discount that will be given to people who will renew themselves at the beginning. I will share the amount and the poster in the group in some time. This is the first announcement from my side, and second announcement is regarding the newsletter. Tomorrow will be the last date to submit your article for the newsletter, and after that we will close it and we will start creating the newsletter for everyone. So this is from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Swati.
Thank you so much. So people utilize this weekend, and still if you want to give your articles for the newsletter for a milestone, which would be published in a milestone that is September 12th. So please go ahead, utilize this weekend for preparing the contest, for writing your articles, and enjoy your weekend too. So that's it from mine. And I think we can go to the discussion room or we can move into the briefing room so that our guests can go ahead and rest all can chit chat and can have the fellowship. But over here, officially, I join the meeting on time. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great Sunday.